Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Cinnamon and Spice Podcast.
And we're anxiously.
Right, my name is Ak, y'all.
And I'm not.
And y'all, hold us accountable. This
It's like, hold us accountable. But we back.
We are back. Let's start there. We are back. Thank y'all for tuning in again this week. Me and I try not to cuss. So hold us accountable. Okay?
Yes, trying.
Right.
Attempting. Good luck with that. We some potty girls, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna try, but we're just...
You would think my dad was a sailor.
Literally. And mine is a real man of God. Anywho. This episode, y'all, is kind of a tough one. I'm gonna just give y'all a fair warning on that one. Y'all, obviously by the time y'all are reading this, you'll see the title of it. So, yes, I'm fresh from a funeral. So this topic is perfect for the day that I have had, honey. How do you, like, usually deal with death? Do you? Right.
I'm not gonna be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there has been a couple people in my family that has passed, and I feel like out of the people that has passed, there was probably like 2 that were like close enough where I can say like I felt an impact of their leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say I processed those entirely. Like I feel like I mask. Like I just
How long ago was their
pretend.
death?
My aunt, she passed literally last summer. So we're
coming up on a year. That.
Yeah, we're
okay,
coming up on a year of that.
Okay.
And like still like
I haven't dealt with it.
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
Like seeing like things that reference her, or seeing like my cousins on Instagram, like on Facebook, for example, like mentioning her. It is very hard to deal with. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I didn't expect her death to affect me in the way it did. But yes, it's most definitely like one of the hardest that I've dealt with. Before that, I would say was my Uncle Daryl, and like his was like pretty rough too. But I feel like with both of those scenarios, I didn't get to like
build the bond.
Friendship. Yeah, I didn't get to build the bond I wanted before those bonds were gone. So I feel like there's a lot of regret in those situations, but still trying to find like peace, knowing that like, okay, I know how I felt about them, and I hope that to a certain extent they knew that as well.
Yeah.
So
you hope it was like
reciprocated.
Yeah. Wow. So you would consider what, like a suppressor? You suppress those emotions?
Most definitely. I'm a bottler.
Really
yeah.
Okay.
Like and just outside of grief, I do handle things as a bottled up emotion, and like it's not until that shit shooken up and somebody try to open it that we see what we get. So.
Yeah. No, I get that. When it comes to how I usually react or deal with it definitely, I can feel where you say like you've only had those 2 deaths that actually kind of hit you, because mine, it obviously determines on the person that has passed. Certain deaths have like damn near traumatized me, like my grandmother's death. The one that died in high school, that was like, because that was like that was the first major death that I ever had. Yeah. And that was my grandmother. Like, she practically raised me. So when that happened, that was hard. When my godfather died, that was hard. And I mean, you know, we've talked briefly about the grandmother who passed last year. I don't want to get into detail about that one on the camera, but it was a hard death. Yeah. But this friend, like, this is probably the hardest death.
I would say, yeah, like, how are you feeling, like, fresh off that, like, just coming through from that?
It's hard. And, I'm sorry, y'all, but it's really hard, honestly, especially after seeing him today. And, like, I'm happy that he's, like, at peace, honestly, and he's not fighting anymore, because he's been sick his whole life. He's been fighting this discomfort and pain and illnesses his whole life. And so I am happy that he's finally at peace, but it is really hard. Like, it's not it's not something that I wish for on anybody, especially because he was so young.
Yeah.
So I think that is why. But he's also someone that was like, everyone knew he had health issues, but he was somebody he like, even throughout his,
let that affect
like,
him.
The happiest person in the room.
Yeah, like seeing the videos that you posted of him, and I'm like, Oh yeah, he was most definitely the happiest in the room.
He's
but
the
most
life of
definitely
the party.
one going
He's
through
keeping
it,
it, making sure everyone else is good. Like, it's sad, man. Like, the funeral was beautiful. Like, his family did an amazing job at that for that service. But it is really hard. Like, this is gonna be a death that I am definitely gonna be working through with my therapist for a little while, because it really hit. It really hit hard. Like, it's sad. I have never lost a friend that close to me, and this one is stuff like losing grandmothers and stuff like that. It's like, yes, those deaths be hard for their grandma. They're older, so you see those coming. But
somebody your age or somebody that's close in age is like
tough. Tough. Like,
that reminder of like time really is short. Like, it's not infinite as we like to think.
100%. And as much as like I wanted to believe that he was going to live forever, because I truly did think, he's been fighting so hard, and he's been doing so and staying so strong throughout all his, ups and downs with his medical procedures and stuff like that. It's still a situation where we knew it was eventually going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? It was just a matter of when.
And you didn't expect it to be now. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Did not. I just knew he was at least going to see 30. And so, 26 years young and has left us. But it's yeah. I know you said like you had those two deaths that like I guess kind of hit you. Your aunts. Because I know that was the most recent one. I know she meant a lot to you. Do you feel like you will one day have to address that death and kind of deal with that? And if so, like, how do you think you would be able to maneuver that, or if you could?
I think it won't be until like I'm around everybody again that I'm forced to like that I'm forced to sit in that. And it sucks because I don't feel like my family gets together as much as I would like, especially for how like short lives have been.
Yeah.
That I would like for us to get around way more than what we do. Like, I know like my dad's side, there is a portion of them that will like do like family reunions and stuff. And I've been to a couple of them, and I've like enjoyed my time, like love being around everybody. And I do feel like, I don't know, it would be nice in this sense now to like have, to have them.
You have your family around so you can finally like.
Yeah.
I think in deaths within the family, it definitely helps when the family is like with each other and kind of like consoles each other through those deaths. It does make it easier to heal and kind of grieve and go through that.
Because I do feel like there was like a sense of like masking that has happened in my sense, where it's like, okay, I can't say that I've necessarily dealt with it all the way like I was supposed to. Like, I still feel like, oh, like, no, she's like at her house doing what she would be doing
on any other day.
But she's not. She's gone. And it's weird because although like I'm not as close to my family as I would like to be, I'm not, but you're still family. Like even though I'm not as close as I would like to be, you're still like one of the closest aunts that I had on that side, like knowing how like estranged it already is. Like, so yeah, no, I really couldn't even answer that question for you. Like, I really don't know until like I feel like it's gonna be one of those situations where I'm around everybody again that it's like really then like it hits like, no, we're missing someone who used to be here with us. Like, I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I can understand how that can be rough, especially because we've already said you're a suppressor.
Yeah.
So I know one day you'll work through that. I just hope it's not like a blow up, because I used to be the suppressor, and I know how suppressing, especially depending on the situation and how much it weighs on you, that blow up can be deadly.
Yeah, because like I honestly regret that I didn't make it to her funeral. Like, that's something that like like that's something that really fucks with me. Like, sorry, because we're not supposed to be cussing, but that is something that
put a count on there.
Okay. Nah, girl, I think I blew it in the beginning. Like, we might be more than that. But I will say that is something that like,
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It is tough. And I just the way my brain goes, it's like I'm able to push it out just because I haven't been forced to think about it on my forefront. But when I start thinking about the people who were like directly affected, like damn, her kids, like, bro, you really have to like accept the fact that your mom is not here, and I can't even like muster the strength to reach out. And it's not because I hate y'all. It's not because like, oh, I don't view y'all like it's absolutely nothing like that. It's just then at that point I literally have to accept the fact that she's gone, and I'm just like, that don't make sense though, because she was just
right there.
Yeah, she was literally just yeah
wow. So. I still feel that.
Yeah.
Even after seeing him in the casket and the casket rolling away, it's like,
like, what you mean somebody that
like, what do you mean you're not here anymore? What do you mean I'm never gonna hear that laugh again? Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's tough.
So, like, do you feel like you know? Because, okay, yeah, you found out, like, last week, like, what have you been doing to cope? Like, how are you coping through that?
Isolation.
Yeah.
That has been, at this moment, that's kind of what I've been doing. Just, like, really not talking to anyone. Even, like, I have to be honest, like, even with, like, my productivity at work has been, like, down. Luckily, I have a therapist. That's all I can say. Like, but when I say, like, when it comes to, like, how I'm coping with this situation, I don't know. I really don't know. I think, like I said, I just feel like I'm kind of just isolating myself a little bit because I'm still kind of, like, processing everything. And then, you know, having slight regret within some of the friendships, within the friendship, because I hadn't, like, the last time I had, like, really talked to him, like, on a serious level was my birthday. Mm-hmm. Like, he had, earlier this year, he had, like, responded to one of my stories or whatever, and, you know, I was like, oh, ha, 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 love you, hope you're doing well. But we never talked again after that. And so kind of just wishing I checked up on him more. Yeah. Because I knew what he was dealing with. But I think you see me post about this, like, how life is unfair because, you know, you get so caught up in your everyday life. And
that people's lives are still going.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so caught up in my stuff and everything that I have going on in my everyday life that I forget to check in on him. Like, I used to check on him more frequently, but now I'm like, when it happened, literally when I got the news, the first thing I thought was, when was the last time I talked to him? Yeah. And it made me feel bad because it's like, I should have reached out more. Like, I should have made sure he knew more, like, how much he meant to me, like, how great of a friend he was, how much, you know, how big of an impact he had on this world. I hope that now that he's, like, in the sky watching over, I hope after your funeral, you seen how, like, much of an impact you put on the world, you know? Regret is there, but I'm trying not to let that be, like, a big, because I know, like, the last message I did send, like I said, you know, I love you, I hope you're doing well. So I was happy about that, but coping, I really don't know. I'm trying not to turn to the bottle. Yeah. Because I've been on, like, the hard liquor detox, and I've been doing so good, just sticking to wine. But, man, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode
of the Cinnamon Spice Podcast.
Yes, make sure y'all are liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing,
tapping on that bell so you know when we post.
Whatever.
And we will be back Monday at 6 p.m. sharp to talk to you again.
Period. Alrighty, guys. Bye. Bye.